All right, so moving on to misconception two. I hear this one a lot, even by teachers sometimes, and that is that students with specific learning disabilities all have dyslexia, or the idea that dyslexia is the only thing that specific learning disabilities are. I think a lot of people kind of connect those two. Well, yes, dyslexia is a piece of specific learning disabilities. A student doesn't need to be dyslexic in order to have a specific learning disability. So I just wanted to, I guess, first go through the SLD criteria. When I'm looking at this, right, this one's very comprehensive, easy to read. So once again, kind of going back to that last one, it's that difference between intelligence and academic achievement. Um, so just moving down to this list, um, it could be in the area of math, it could be in the area of reading, it could be in the area of writing. It could also be listening comprehension, oral expression. There's a lot of different things that, once again, SLD has to do with spoken, just the use of language. There's some disconnect there. Um, so, once again, um, dyslexia is a part of SLD, but it's not the only thing in SLD. So I think this is important to know because we need to choose accommodations that fit what our kids need. Kid could be an SLD kid that reads above grade level, either fluency, comprehension. It could be all those pieces. They could be way ahead in reading and still have a specific learning disability. So I kind of wanted to go through some of the other kind of facets of this. So right here, this website provides a great different technology for math. So calculators, I mean, that's a really basic one that people don't really think about. Some kids really struggle with calculation. They might be able to do a quadratic equation, but that calculation piece is really hard. So we need to provide access to things like that. I know in my project I mentioned a lot about Desmos. Desmos can do regular calculation as and things like graphing. So like kids that might need bigger graph paper, that can be easily substituted from things like Desmos. Ooh. Um, so just going forward, I wanted to move on to other ones. So a lot of kids do with SLD do struggle with processing. So that could be listening to information, the organization of different things. So I just wanted to share a few different assistive tech options for listening. So the paper-based computer pen, it's actually very simple. Student turns it on, takes their notes as the class is going, but it also records what is being said. So you can kind of pair up what they're writing and be able to listen to that lecture again. Other ones, variable speed recorders, once again with that processing. Sometimes teachers aren't always cognizant about how fast they're talking, and students might be struggling trying to comprehend what they're saying because of the pace that they're going through things, kind of like me in this video. So variable speed recorders, they allow students to slow down the lecture and listen to it again at a pace that they can comprehend. Like I said, we don't want to box the SLD kids into, hey, their accommodations are going to be reading based. That's just not good practice. You need to know your kids in order to give them appropriate accommodations. There's a lot of technology that can be involved. So once again, here's organization. Information data managers, I think, is a great one. Helping your kids, whatever program you want to use. It can be Google Calendar. It can be something you make in Google Docs. It can even be their Canvas. So we use Canvas. With my classes, I have them organized where that to-do and missing list come up really easy. And then beyond that, like into assignments, right, I can link the different steps of the assignment within one, all in Canvas. So just being mindful of how you can use technology to help organize what students are supposed to do in a more broken down, scaffolded way. Technology, learning-based management systems are awesome. Another one just beyond this is like Lean. I know I mentioned it kind of in the last one. That's another spot where it can help them A, listen to the recording again, and B, they're able to pin throughout different parts in the lecture. That can be an organizational tool for kids. Um, Once again, super important to just know your kids, know their needs, um, and select the appropriate accommodations for those kids, because it's not necessarily, it can be dyslexia, but it's not necessarily going to be dyslexia. And then this last one, which is really awesome. I really like this one. So these are different instructional techniques behind those more processing type things. I know, like I said, the reading stuff, I think a lot of people connect it to that. It's easy for them, right? Text to speech, speech to text. And they don't really think about these other potential pieces of the kid. So it gives a lot of good kind of instructional strategies kind of based on where their needs are. So if you're looking to help select those strategies with processing, because processing can be, I'd say, less concrete than like a reading or struggling with reading, like a dyslexia under SLD. So different things like that. Kind of, I guess, moral of the story is SLD, you need to be intentional about the needs when we're selecting those accommodations. And almost all these accommodations require technology. So use it, be mindful of the kids that you have in your class. It would be kind of my big takeaway from this.